Rise and shine, YouTube. How goes it in this crazy world of an internet? So right now, I am working on wands for my next batch. And right now, I'm putting 20 wands in my next batch. But from now on, the batches are going to get a little bit shorter. That way I can do more of them and get them sold to you more quickly. But these last 6 batches or so that I've made, or 5 batches, I've had some money made, and now the batch is just going to be 7 wands per batch after this one. It'll make them a bit more exclusive, and that way I can make the batches shorter and quicker. But for now, YouTube, for now, I got 20 wands coming at you in this batch here. And I just got 3 podged, letting them dry, and I have 4 left to carve. And I got a pile of wands just about ready to be sold, and they look awesome. They look ready for Cobra Craft wands. Most excellent. A bit of an entrepreneur, if you could say that, I guess. Now, I'll be going to my bank here in a minute to get some money for some pizza, because quite frankly, I am kind of hungry. And I'm getting my paycheck on Monday, so if we do end up draining my account to 0, it's not like it's going to be empty for too long. Lately, whenever I take all the money out of my account, I've been ever so finicky about replacing it. So, but on Facebook, I posted a comment and I said, I'm doing a breakfast food hack video, and I hold true to it. Now, this is a very simple, easy to make snack. I discovered how to make it last night. I'm sitting here going, I'm hungry. What do I got? And I see this beer batter mixture for beer bread, and I'm like, well, I don't got beer, but I got this and I got that. And the original recipe had mayonnaise in it, but I took the mayonnaise out just because, yeah, you don't want to microwave or bake mayonnaise. That can get you really sick if you're not careful. So I tweaked the recipe just a bit, and the last attempt I made at it was so freaking good. Now this here is basically like a jelly biscuit in a cup. And, yeah. Because I'm sitting here thinking to myself, yeah, I know winter's right around the corner, and quite frankly, wand wood's going to be a lot harder to come by, depending on where you can find it. It shouldn't be, because usually the leaves have fallen off, therefore you're left with just a branch. So theoretically speaking, it wouldn't be that much harder. It'd just be a lot colder, so I'd have to stay bundled up when I had my snippers with me. But needless to say, we got our fresh bowl of pipe tobacco. I got both windows open. Get a char light going. That Kentucky Select. Oh, that's magnificent. I like the cheaper pipe tobaccos that you can get in like the big ass bags. It's very convenient. A bag like that, I like the Mills Smoke Shop, for instance, would cost like 15 bucks. You know what I'm saying? One of them big ass bags, and you get, so for the price of 3 packs of smokes, you could literally get a giant ass bag of pipe tobacco So you end up spending less money for more tobacco. That's just smart. One of the things I'm known around town for doing is practicing my magic in public. Waving my wands at streetlights, turning them on and off by will. And that's a very simple magic for me to do. And it proves to people in an instant that magic is real. Now, on the journey I went through carving this scepter, it spoke to me and it said, "Keep me for your collection." And to be fair, scepters are quite expensive to make, so it's much cheaper to produce little handheld wands. Here's one of the wands I'll be offering in my next batch. This is the clear wand. And as you can see, it's just a basic handheld wand. It's got no paint. It lets the natural grain of the wood show through. Because the first couple of batches of wands, people were like, well, yeah, it'd be nice if you offered just a natural wood grain kind of wand. So I tried it out, and I liked the way it looked, so I kept it for the batch. You know what I'm saying? But making the batches smaller, I'll be able to get more sold to you within the month. Yep. And with the Ozzy Osbourne concert coming up, I'm definitely going to be saving up some money for that show. It's going to be lit. And I'm going to try to get the black and my Aussie knuckles touched up before I go. That's going to be sick. I'll be going to Black Sunday for that. I talked to the awesome tattoo artist who did the cobra on my left arm. And he said, oh, about $50. I'm like, cool, that's not too bad. And my next tattoo after that would be a Cradle of Filth band logo, like right there on my right bicep. I'd have it done in like black, and then have it filled in with like hunter green. It looks sick. I mean, if I had those two done, I'd be content for a minute. That's like 4 tattoos, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Tattoos are like guns. They're fun to have, but they're expensive, and you got priorities. And you gotta be responsible with them. Don't get guns or tattoos for the wrong reasons. Get them for the right reasons. Case in point, I don't need to have a shit ton of guns right now. I mean, it'd be nice, it'd be fun, but if I don't go shooting very often, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? So a good old coach gun's fine with me. They're quick to load, and with an apartment this small, a double-barrel 12-gauge Stoger coach gun that's like 5-6 years old, but fresh out of hole-in-the-wall gunsmithing with a brand new stock. Shoots like a dream. The stock they replaced it with came with a little limb saver, and I'm not complaining. Prior to shooting that gun before the stock broke, the original stock just had the plastic on it. And I'd go out and shoot it regularly. And, yeah. So if you're ever in the need to get your gun fixed and you're in the local area, give Hole in the Wall Gunsmithing a jingle. They did an excellent job fixing bad company. Of course, you've all seen my gun. I'm not going to show it off on camera. I might get my video flagged. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that noise. And fuck mass shootings. I'm tired of that shit. Like, we're better than that, America. Come on. What must people think all across the world when they see all these mass shootings in America? They sit there and think, Americans and their guns, right? But truth be told, gun violence is a problem that affects the world, and, you know, it's sad. It really is. So I want to grab a fresh coffee cup to make this. Say what? A coffee cup. Well, there's a little bit of coffee in the recipe, so yeah. Sitting here loading a nice fat bowl of Kentucky Select. I just got done trimming and polishing 3 wands that were drying from last night. And as soon as those are done, they get added to the batch when they're done drying. With these last 4 to carve out, you can expect to have some wands up on Etsy by Sunday. And another reason why I'm making the batches smaller is because, while I do have a legit wand business, it is a bit unfair to sit there with like 20 packages at the United States Post Office here in Casper, and there's a huge ass fucking line of people waiting to get their packages shipped. It's very inconvenient for them because people gotta process it, so But to be fair, I'm putting Casper on the map, baby. 2 reasons people come to Casper: the Eclipse and Gothic motherfucking King Cobra. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't let my celebrity status go to my head. I try to be very humble about that, but I'm just saying. When I'm sitting there shopping at Home Depot to buy supplies to make a scepter for Etsy, one of the locals commented, "He's putting Casper on the map," and I'm like, huh. I kind of ignored it at first, and then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, to be fair, sometimes I'll mess up on the national anthem while I'm playing, and it happens, so you just keep playing because it's a guitar. It's fun to play. Who gives a fuck if you mess up? That's the point of playing guitar in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And it's quite fun when I wave my scepter at a light, and the light just blinks. Blinks on, turns off, and then dimmers for a minute, and then boom, turns on. And people are around to witness it. It's like, whoa, dude. How the fuck did he do that? And I keep that bastard right there. I mean, you can see it just sitting in the background. My next 2 crystal wands with quartz crystal plan on being staves, but those are going to be super expensive to ship, and I end up charging a lot more for them. Because staves are going to cost a lot more to ship. because the box is gonna have to be like, yeah. The last couple of wands have sold so successfully that I'd be a fool to stop doing this business. So I'm going to show y'all how to make a dank ass on the go snack. People like biscuits and jam for breakfast. That's pretty common. I'm going to show you how to make a big ass biscuit with a little bit of jam. It's going to be sweet. Check this shit out. Now the first thing you're going to need, YouTube, is a big ass coffee mug. The second thing you're going to need is some beer bread mixture. It doesn't have any beer in it. You have to add that separately. But if you don't have any beer, we can make this work. And what you're going to do is, oh, look at that. I think it's empty. No, not quite. There we go. And now it's empty. Alright. Now that you've gotten your beer batter in there, we're going to add a couple of ingredients. Now, if you have multiple grounds of coffee, multiple containers, and you got a big old Folgers container that's like this much full, here's a simple life hack. You take all those different coffee beans from the different containers and then pour it into the same container, and you mix and match your flavors. This is poured into a Folgers Black Silk. Folgers Black Silk is delicious. Now we're going to take a pinch of this coffee ground, and we're going to sprinkle it in there just like that. You don't need a whole lot. Maybe a little bit more. Just like that. Just for flavor. Now check out this crazy shit. We're gonna put some Smuckers right in there. Right on top of the coffee. And you don't need a whole lot of Smuckers, but just enough to mix in there. Pour it right on top. There we go. At this point, you're watching this video like, what in the fuck is Gothic King Cobra making? This shit looks weird. Hold on. Just trust me on this. And a little bit more. There we go. Now we're going to add one more ingredient. I shit you not, that final ingredient is just a little bit of water. And now that we got the water in there, we're going to take the knife that we just used for that jelly, and we're going to stir it around the cup. Take all the coffee grounds off the side. Just stir it around. And once you mix that little pinch of water in there, you're going to start to notice that your beer batter bread is going to literally start to thicken up like a paste, or a goo, if you will. And that's what you're looking for. That is exactly what you're looking for. You want to stir the fuck out of this shit. You want to keep stirring, make sure all your ingredients are mixed really well. All that jelly and the pinch of coffee you put in there. Stir it around, stir it around. Stir it in nice, complete circles. Stir it until it becomes impossible to stir, is what I'm getting at. Yeah, there we go. This may make a little bit of noise getting it off the knife, but yeah. Try not to waste a drop of this. Oh, and a fair warning, this is going to make a huge mess of your coffee mug, but that's alright. There is truly no dish you cannot cook without making at least a little bit of a mess, right? Alright. Now you're going to be left with something like that. It looks like a goopy mess in your cup. Hold on a second. Now watch what happens when we microwave it for 4 minutes, 44 seconds in a very powerful microwave. Got about a little less than 2 minutes left, so it's not going to take too long. But once it's done microwaving, we're going to take it out, let it cool off for a second, and then I want to bring it over on camera, show you what it looked like. Take a knife and kind of go around the outside of it, or a fork, and just kind of dump it out onto a bowl so you can see what the final product looked like. And you're going to be looking at this like, huh, consistency is much like a biscuit, but you get a little bit of baked in coffee grounds and the sweetness from the jam or the jelly. Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to add Nutella to this, you could. I'm just saying. You could add Nutella, peanut butter, and a little bit of jam. Some coffee grounds to it, you'd be set. Same concept. But check this shit out when it's done. My last video was kind of depressing. I mean, I had to spread awareness of it, dude. So we're gonna kind of lighten the mood a bit with this video, showing you how to make some awesomeness in a cup, because that's what's up. Seconds left, baby. Grab a clean fork. And now we have a look at our final product. You see it is done. It does make a mess of your coffee cup, but totally worth it. So what I want to do now is I'm going around in a circle with the fork and basically freeing this weird concoction from its encapturement, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. There we go. Awesome sauce. Put that in the sink to soak. And look at what the finished product looked like when it's fresh out of the microwave. I'm gonna flip it over. Boom. It's like a giant biscuit. You see the jelly poking through with little purple spots. That's where the jelly's melted at. So what I want to do now is I want to break it in half. And here's a cross section right there. You can see all the jelly swirled in the middle just like that. That's not bad. It tastes like bread. Mm. You get some like butter or some honey, put it on top. There you go. Probably mix in like some oatmeal if you wanted to. Like legitly, if you mixed oatmeal with this. Oh yeah. Took some like Quaker cinnamon and brown sugar oatmeal, mixed it with that bread batter mixture. Oh yeah. Breakfast on the go, people. It has a very fluffy consistency, nice and chewy. Um, you get the hint of that jelly coming through, so you get like a little bit of sweetness to kind of counteract the biscuit taste, and yeah, it basically tastes like a biscuit with jelly, like a really chewy, bready biscuit with jelly. Mm-mm-mm. And there's all kinds of things you could add to this mixture too. You could add mangoes to it, you know what I'm saying? But that's basically how you do it. That's a really pretty cross section too. Look at that. You can see the jelly poking through. Simple, delicious. Not exactly nutritious, but yeah. I mean, I suppose if you want to add like a shot of Budweiser to this, you could, or Bud Light. But because the microwave would cook all the alcohol out, you'd be left with the flavor of it. But, yeah. Mm. But that's a big ass coffee mug, yo. And depending on how big you want to make it, go with a bigger mug. And just one half of this is like, dude. Mm. You could legitly turn this into, once it cooled off a bit and you cut it in half, you can make that into a breakfast sandwich bun. No bullshit. Fucking toast it where you put your egg in between. And there's so much you can do with this simple dish right here. And you saw how easy as fuck that was to make. Mm. And I still got this big ass honking half for later, but I'm definitely gonna save that for later because the first half was pretty filling. But look at that beautiful cross section. You see all the jelly swirled in there, nice and pretty. Mm. So there's a rumor that Ozzy ain't a fan of green, so I'm gonna repaint a section of this wand here. Let's see. Got this nice dark red. Kind of reminds me of the time when he dyed his hair red and black. I'm also going to make the point of it glow in the dark. But I'm going to redo the I'll make it red and black. Like he did when he was dyeing his hair and stuff. Now, cool thing about this wand is I hand carved it and also wood engraved it with some cool stuff. And I didn't fuck with that when I repainted this section right here. And I'm gonna get some black paint. Let's go over the top of that. Let's see, is this gloss black? Yes, it is. Cool, man. There we go. Okay. Got the red and the black on there. That looks really cool. And then right there it says Aussie. And then it says Sweet Leaf on one side. And then Prince of Darkness wraps around it. And then it says Rock and Roll on one side over here. Got a cross right there. And a pent right there. And as soon as this dries, looks pretty cool. And I didn't use painter's tape either. I just went over the colors that I did. As soon as this is done drying, I'm going to do the tip of it white so I can make the tip of it glow in the dark. But there we go. That looks pretty sweet. Because I remember when Ozzy would dye his hair black and red and shit like that. And there's so much of it on here that just by doing this and that, you can see where the black and the red are swirling together like a lava lamp, kind of. Because apparently, this is the sucky thing about not having cable, man. Is I can't watch Jack and Ozzy's Wild Adventure show, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure I could watch it online, but that's But yeah, I heard Ozzy's not a fan of the color green, and I'm like, well, that's understandable, you know. On Jack and Ozzy's Wild Adventures or whatever, he said he hates the color green, and I'm like, okay, that is not a problem if you're making a wand for the Prince of Darkness himself. Yeah. Why not make it, you know, look like this? Red and black, you're okay, Jack. You know how that saying goes. When identifying a corn snake from a king snake, yeah. But, dude, that's cool looking. I like how that turned out. It was already black on this little section right here, so I didn't have to put much red paint there. I'll end up getting some painter's tape, so that way when this dries completely, I can just do the tip of it and then cover the rest of this section up. That is fucking sick. Hell fucking yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to the Ozzy concert in October. It's going to be lit. Going down to Denver, Colorado to see Ozzy perform live. It's going to be sick. If I see any of my fans up there and they want to smoke with me while I'm up there, I am totally down. You already know. You already know. If I'm down there in Colorado, in Denver, where it's legal and I'm at a rock concert, you already fucking know. You already fucking know, YouTube. Yeah. I also made a wand for J.K. Rowling, believe it or not. And you can see her her name carved right there on the side. It wraps around the wand. And the tip and the handle glow in the dark. You charge them with light and they light up. Let's see, just to make sure. Just to make sure. Just to make sure it glows. Probably freehand the white tip without using painter's tape. That wouldn't be too terribly hard. But I'd have to be particularly careful because I like the way the red and the black is swirling. Yeah. That's cool. And the paint's not even dripping off. Concentrate long life and creativity into those wands. As soon as I said that, there was like this glow around that wand and the vice clamp. Cool. Yeah. Now, I can't bring the wand to the Ozzy concert. They think it was a weapon because of how long and pointy it is. So I'm better off trying to mail it to them. But when it got sent back to me, I was like, oh, I got the wrong address. And then I took that as a sign to make it look cooler. I have to repunch it, both those wands on the tip there when they're done drying, but that's not going to be a problem. But anyways, that's how you make jelly biscuit in a cup.